It is back to the podcast on a Tuesday, not a Wednesday.
Woo, nice. We're back. We're back in the swing of things. The snow has not melted. It is melting. It's supposed to be around, 48 on Saturday?
And rain, which I think will do a number on those parking lot snow piles.
Yes, there's a lot of snow piles.
You never realize how small a parking lot is until there's a snow pile sitting in the house.
Yeah, I tried to park and I was like, I think I'm on a piece of snow.
Look at that car hanging out of its spot. And I was like, oh, there's just a huge amount of snow and they did not want to park in
and you know, it becomes a lot tighter. You're fighting.
Yeah.
The tensions are, Welcome to the Baking It Down podcast. We are the twins. We actually are the host of this podcast, but we actually admin a group on Facebook called the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. From that group, we see posts each week, like everything is Valentine's Day. People are doing red, white, and pink. But we also see things that are happening in the world of marketing from our day jobs. The big thing that's happening this week is the TikTok ban. It has gone to the Supreme Court. They've done their talks. They're waiting and deciding. The end day for it is January 19th. So that leads us to all these people, the millions and millions of people who access TikTok every day are looking to go somewhere else.
Which is probably going to likely push them back to Meta platforms.
Yes, because it's the most similar. You have Reels versus TikTok videos.
Yes.
But it is the most natural way. And you're like, well, I don't like the... Here's the thing. There's advertisers who are willing to pay people who have an Instagram following, and Instagram followings is the easiest thing to get versus starting up on these new apps. Like there's an app people are talking about called Neptune. It's not even launched. It's just in the pre-talks, the beta part. But that's an uphill battle because one, it's not even around, so you can't send people to it now.
A lot of the issue with starting a social media platform is the chicken or the egg. You need users to attract users, but how do you get the users to attract the users?
And users don't want to make content unless they're getting paid, and the platform isn't big enough to pay the content.
Right.
creators.
So really, it's kind of these big guys, and people just kind of switch back and forth from them. And then you have the rumor meal.
I want that meal.
Where Elon's going to, and then you got people protesting Meta because of the political side of things.
Here's the thing. Big talk is YouTube. The problem, me and Heather even discussed this yesterday, is the way that you film a TikTok is not the same way you would film for a YouTube video.
Now, YouTube has two different components now. It has YouTube Shorts, which is the vertically filmed thing. I think they're limited to under 60 seconds.
Under a minute.
And that makes them hard to watch.
The problem is TikTok and Reels is 1:30.
Right. So all the content, well, I'm going to cross-post it to YouTube. You are not. I will not. Trust me, I tried to do that for Corey's, and I kept saying, what's the issue here? And then I'd have to go and trim it, and then it became a weird half video.
Yeah, but if you try to post those vertical ones as YouTube videos, that's not.
Yeah,
you're even smaller.
Right. I find that people who don't make content designed directly for YouTube, which is most of YouTube, is horizontal. And what that means is the aspect ratio. You'd watch YouTube with your phone sideways, if that makes sense. And you'd watch TikTok with your phone upright.
Yes.
So therein lies the big issue of these cross postings, because TikTok awards you for longer videos. YouTube punishes you by not allowing you to upload them, because YouTube wants longer videos to be that horizontal aspect ratio right now.
Yeah. And just like water chooses the path of least resistance, creators will too.
So what's the most like to TikTok? Back to Instagram.
Yes.
And Instagram has been doing a lot in allowing the cross-posting of content to both Facebook and Instagram, using Facebook Planner or cross-posting in that connection. So what we're going to see, whether or not the TikTok ban takes effect, regardless, it's the first lesson learned here is that don't put all your eggs in a single basket.
Yeah.
When it comes to marketing.
Yeah, you don't own things you don't own. Having a platform and being a creator on a platform you do not own. We've seen it in the Facebook group. Hey, my account was banned. What do? I lost it. Someone hacked it. It's gone. So if you put all your eggs in the TikTok basket, you are trembling right now at the thought of it being taken away.
And, it's so easy. And my parents were like, we don't have TikTok and we don't think it should exist, right? Because of the, whatever its security issues are. And I was like, right, that's very easy to say when your entire life and your job and how you pay your mortgage isn't attached to that platform. Right. So I said, consider this, people who do become content creators, which we imbibe their content. So I'm a part of the cog as well. They have to quit their regular jobs to invest enough time into becoming these creators. Thus, this ban could potentially mean that someone's out of work.
Yeah. Yeah. And, even small businesses, I saw in our sourdough sellers group, someone said, we make about $100,000 a month on there, from selling from TikTok affiliate marketing, TikTok shop marketing. There's a lot of things that they've brought into that
And
platform.
imagine, the natural hedonistic treadmill of lifestyle inflation. Now suddenly that giant portion of income is gone. So it's easy to lambast. It's easy to make fun of influencers. It's easy to make fun of content creators. But Corey and I are content creators as well. Imagine that Spotify goes away. So does this podcast.
I know.
Imagine that Facebook goes away. There goes sugar cookie marketing. So in a way, you are a content creator as well. And this is important to learn a lesson or plan ahead if you haven't learned that lesson yet.
So that brings us to the topic today. And Heather actually tested this a little last year. And we finally, have we been a part of Meta Verified for about a year now?
I want to say I almost did it.
I think it's
April
very close to a year. And we want to talk about being Meta Verified. The pluses to it. There's a few minuses, which is the cost.
And then allow you to make your own decision.
Yeah.
The concept being here, all these people are returning back to a platform. Facebook is a very strong, when I say Meta, we're talking about Facebook and Instagram. Meta is the umbrella company that owns them. So Meta Verified is Facebook Verified or Instagram Verified in this podcast. Is it a strategy? Is it a marketing strategy? Is it a good investment? Is it a waste of money? Where should you use it? Why you shouldn't use it? And then you can make a decision yourself.
Either way, me and Heather are for it against it. We're in the middle of the road.
We're paying for it. And I'm not sure I'm for it. So allow us to spend and that's what I said. I told the Cookie College, I want to spend this money for you guys and I'll report back if I think it's worth it. 6 months, a year in, I'm not sure, but I'm going to tell you what we've learned.
Yes. And there's pluses to it and pluses that me and Heather have delved into and talked about that might be beneficial to you maybe down the road.
Maybe not right now. At least you know it though.
For sure.
The title of the podcast is just going to be Meta Verified. That way people can look it up if they want to listen to it. What it is the blue check mark. So when you hear Meta Verified, if someone is Meta Verified or if a page is Meta Verified, they have a blue check mark after their name or business page. Blue check marks, probably 3 or 4 years ago, were synonymous with this is a famous person.
This is a celebrity status.
Right. You could not pay to get a blue check mark. You could only apply to get one. And after a manual review of the fact that you've been featured in articles like
it was impossible for the average Joe to get one. So that's why everyone associated you have a blue check. Oh, you must be.
Right. Justin Bieber's going to have a blue check mark. Heather Miracle's not. And that's just kind of how it worked, right? Then Elon Musk, I think he's the one who started this. He bought Twitter, so I was operating a loss and said, instead of awarding blue check marks to people who don't pay me, I'm going to allow anyone to purchase a blue check mark and have to pay me.
And it upheavaled them
years and years ago, they were getting rid of the blue check marks and it caused these influencers that were truly just popular to freak out. But now they completely have upended the entire system.
It really has. Because now it's not so much you're a celebrity status, it's that you
have
can
$15.
buy it.
So Elon Musk rolls it out to X, which was Twitter at the time. And then Meta, Zuckerberg, does the same thing for Instagram and Facebook, which changed a lot of how this stuff works. YouTube, I don't think has ever had it. And then TikTok still honors what originally was.
It does.
So we have these blue check marks and we have the fact that in some aspects they do mean you're psychologically, it does mean you're more important than the average profile. In reality, it means you have $15.
Yeah.
That is what it means.
Here's
and
the thing.
You are who you say you are.
You are who you say you are. Meta wants to give you a few extra bonuses for investing in this blue check mark. And that's what we wanted to cover today, because maybe down the road or maybe today, depending where you are, it might be beneficial to you. From the marketing aspect, I do want to spend a little time there, the psychology of it, which me and Heather love to discuss. Do you think that there is a benefit to having a blue check mark by either your personal profile or your business page, marketing wise?
If that's the end of the sentence, yes, it is more beneficial to have it than to not have it. Reason being, it's automatically an attention grabber.
It is.
It's from a visual aspect, yes. From a psychological aspect of weird condition to think blue checks mean you're fancy and you're real. That's also a secondary one. If that was the only question, if you could click a button and turn a blue check mark on, the answer is yes.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. Me and Heather are technically called millennials. Most of our clients, those who are buying our bakes, are millennials as well. They associate that back in the day that a blue check mark means you're a little bit better than who you say you are.
Our grandmother, not a clue what's going on.
And
not a clue
under us, younger than us,
understand it's bought.
It's bought. So there is a little segment of the audience who still reveres what the blue check mark is.
Right. In terms of the attention getting, yes. In terms of conversion assistance, yes, for millennials, yes, for the people right below us and above us. Grandparents, not a clue.
But do you think for the grandparents that this is an authentic
I don't think my grandmother sees a blue check and says that is an authentic profile.
True. So maybe what's the generation right above us called?
Boomers.
Boomers. What's she called? Jeanette? Jen.
They don't have that one. That one, they're called the people who founded America. The founding fathers. Generation born in 1930. Called George Washington. Oh, silent generation, because they just worked a lot. And then after that's the boomers.
They're just tired.
So sorry again. I'll apologize for it in a minute. So we have people. So funny. The founder. So what we have is Corey's kind of saying in terms of who your audience is, does that affect it? Yes, in terms of marketing, unfortunately, it's all a factor in this. So let's just start right off the bat. Sure. You can get meta verified for a personal profile.
Yes.
Using Corey as an example. Corey Mira can get meta verified.
Yeah.
It's a cheaper rate. The blue check mark costs less for a profile. You have to have had the profile you've had to be able to have posted to it before. It's going to check to see if you posted before.
You have to have a profile picture that matches your actual
It has to be your face. You're not posting a picture of a cookie in your hand.
It's not your dog.
And so there's some requirements for that one. That option has been out for almost a couple years now.
Yeah.
And then business pages have the option, and that rolled out last year.
And that's where I really want to focus today, because I think the benefit, if we are these small bakery businesses, is to have the support through our bakery pages.
Now, Corey and I actually already recorded this podcast once, hated it.
Yeah, but it gave us a lot. We were more arguing our
whether or not we think it's a good idea. Yeah. In terms of the profile versus the page, of which there's two different rates. Yes, there's a financial aspect of this, but there's two different rates. Corey and I were talking about in podcast 1. Whether it's ideal to use it on your personal profile or your business page. Yeah. And I don't think it's a unilateral yes and no.
No, I don't think so.
We decided an hour ago that if your lead gen is coming through community groups that don't allow pages, and you're a profile, your personal profile, it may be a better investment to put that on your personal profile.
Yeah. So a lot of these groups that we're a part of, even the groups that me and Heather run, don't allow pages to join the group. So now you are just this willy-nilly. It's not Corey the cookie baker. It's
going to be Corey Mira, please buy from me.
Yes.
And that's going to be, you're just one of 1,000 comments.
In a long thread. So what can grab the eye? We already talk about how you post
copy
a picture,
emojis, pictures.
Like the last bastion to grab someone's eye is a blue check mark.
If I was the buyer, if I was the OP looking for a baker and I saw one baker that just says I sell cookies and one baker that had the profile picture of themselves, they had the blue check mark, they have nice copy, they use emojis, they have a beautiful picture that matches the request I made, I'm going to pick that one.
Would my eyes going down this thread of 50 recommendations stop there?
It would have to, for the sheer fact your profile looks different than the others. And that's just a way our brains work.
And Heather we admin all these groups. We see a few people here and there that do have that blue check mark. It does catch our eyes.
Right.
Regardless, the comments can be as blasé as whatever, but I will go to the profile that has that blue check mark and read that comment first.
Okay. So that's our first question. Whether it should be for your personal page. Well, I know what a lot of you guys are going to think, well, I always comment as myself, right? Okay, I get that. But is your page, are you active as your page? Are you posting as your page a lot? Do you have a lot of followers? Then it may be better as a page, not a profile.
Yeah. As a page, here's my thing. When someone comes to buy from it, that blue check mark does, I don't know, blue is associated with the word loyalty, authenticity.
Yeah.
Does that help?
I'm going to say it has an impact. How much impact it has, I'm not positive.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
If it was just turning it on and off, I would tell everybody to turn it on.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's more than that, unfortunately. The next step is you can't just go buy it. Like, even if you have the money, you have to actually apply for it, and someone is manually reviewing. For a personal profile, it said that they review your driver's license, that it matches your profile, that you have a posting history, and then you have some money to spend.
So if you know, in the past, Corey Miracle, my other account, got banned because I kept spelling words incorrectly and getting banned.
You said, listen, girl.
So I made this account that I have now, which if you look me in the group, it's Corey Mira. I would not be able to get the blue check mark because my name does not match my government ID.
We thought maybe it could be a strategy to see if they could make them match for you. I don't know. But Corey and my dad are Miras and I'm a Miracle. So it's because they don't think Miracle's a real word. I like a real last name.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you decide which one to go. For a business, there's even more layers. Because of the anonymity of a business, they do more of a check. So you have to have a business address, which could be your home address.
Yeah.
You have to have a business contact information, and what was the other one? Business name.
And then
it said you also needed to have 3 months. Page has to have existed 3 months.
Yeah.
So if you're already new, you don't even need to worry about this podcast. And then you may need to provide business documentation. So if you're like, this is just my hobby, you're not going to be able to do this. You have to provide either a tax document. I think it's going to be like state registration. So I registered Sugar Cookie Marketing, and that's what I think it provided, which produces the EIN number, which I also think I provided. I almost think, if I can remember back, that I typed in the EIN number and it matched me to a business registered.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not sure. I got to think about it.
Interesting.
So you have to provide those. So you have an additional layer of proving authenticity, which is great. I love that. So then, but our grandmother, the founding father, is not going to know that meant that this is a real business.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I think Meta didn't do a good job of marketing it.
No.
So there was no knowledge.
The only people who are marketed to are the people who already have pages. Yeah. So that's already.
But you need to tell the people that we want to buy from us, like, look,
these are businesses that are really great.
They care about you.
But is having an EIN mean you care? I don't know. It just means that you're trying to prove this authenticity. And then kind of the big kicker here, and why this is such a controversial argument between Corey and I, is there is an associated cost, and it's not cheap in regards to what you get.
I know.
So I have the pricing page pulled up here, and if Corey and I are just going to go through it, there's 4 plans you can choose from. I'm only going to talk about business pages.
Yes.
There is profile, and I don't know
and
if that
you can dive through that, and it's cheaper. I don't think you get as much as you do, but because this is marketing and you're a baker and you have a bakery page, this is what we're going to focus on.
This strategy, though, is not cut and dry. If you are a real estate agent.
I know. When you brought up the real estate agent, that was a good idea.
I know. It's a wild thing. So we do pay for this. I tested it out on Sugar Cookie Marketing Facebook and Instagram. And the wild part is those are 2 different charges. They did give me a bundled discount.
Yeah, they did.
But this is per profile, meaning this is even more expensive than what I'm reading here. So you have business standard plus premium and max. And what you get from these tiers determines whether this is a good or bad idea.
So before Heather goes into, there's only 2 that we are going to fall into. And it's the
standard and plus.
Standard and plus.
Because you guys don't want to know the price of premium and max. So here's the prices. Business standard, there's a monthly option and there's a discounted yearly option. It is cancel anytime, but again, if you pay for the year, you're canceling in a year.
Yes.
Business standard is $14.99 a month or $143.99 a year, which saves you roughly $20. Oh, or maybe $40. Yeah. Then we have business plus $44.99 a month. Again, this is for one profile. There's a bundle deal when you were checking out. It wasn't published until I was checking out. I was like,
Heather said she was onslaught of deals, discounts. Trying to
do you want to buy a watch? We'll sell it to you for $7 more. Then USD yearly is $479.99 a year. So wow,
$479, not cheap.
That's not cheap. We're gonna go through, and the other ones is if you want to pay, it's $119 a month or it's $350 a month. Okay, those 2 we're not looking at. But each one of these, the benefits stack on the tier below it.
You get a little bit of the first one.
So here's what the cheapest one includes. So this is one profile, $14.99.
Which most of us have just one.
Most of us have Instagram and Facebook. That's 2
Oh,
profiles.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Right. I thought you meant like one page.
No. Yes. Yeah. We have 2 profiles, but you can only pick one or you pay twice.
Oh, I know. So if you're considering this, do you get 0 leads from Instagram? Maybe it's not behooving of you to get it for Instagram.
If my Instagram is just a cross posting of my Facebook, I would not consider that for the cross post.
Or if your Instagram, you really like it, get all your sales there, and you just cross post to Facebook,
I would not do it on Facebook. Right. Mm-hmm. So the plan includes the badge, the check mark. So you get the check mark regardless.
Big old
if that was it. Would you want to pay $15 for people's eyes to look at your comment first? Again, if that's the worst part of marketing. If the $15 brought you in 100,
yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But if the $15 brought you nothing, then it's an easy no, but you just don't know until you do it. Impersonation protection. Now, this is an interesting one, and this is why you'll see me recommend possibly getting Meta verified to people who lose access to their pages or something.
Or here's the big thing. The impersonation happens a lot in the scammers and the spammers of the world. If you run a giveaway on your page and you're using certain words, it's always ever changing. It used to be if you use the word giveaway, a
guaranteed spammer
would recreate your account because you can have as many pages with the same name as you want. They take your profile picture from your page, put it on this new page, then start contacting the people who commented to win your giveaway saying, you've won. Please reach out to us. Of course, that person would click to that page that commented and start sharing their personal information.
Oh, yeah. I only know this because I did it myself. If you want to learn more about that, listen to episode 146, Baking It Down, and it's entitled Giveaways 101.
A lot of times people only come to realize this whole scam after the fact. So I see them come to the group. Oh my goodness, I use this word. There's pages like mine. The problem with these pages that are created after the giveaway, you can delete your giveaway. You can delete their
pages
comments.
exist as this confusing dupe of your current page.
Here's the problem. When your customers go to recommend you in groups and they do the @ symbol, they don't know. It's like 4 of the same pages drop down. Which one is you?
So we suspect that signing up for this would allow you to tell them these other pages, they're not me.
Yeah, or the blue check mark would be more elusive.
I'm not even going to have to worry about that. Yeah. Now, the blue check mark doesn't show all the time when you're about to tag a page. It shows in various places, so it is weird. Annoying. However, if someone searched your page, it says we'll show your page first.
Yeah, so I'm curious. Here's the problem. Me and Heather had run a giveaway once, and we had about 3 accounts that were created a few seconds after
3 fake pages. Yeah.
To get those accounts removed, it took 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, and 2 of them we got them removed pretty quickly. The other one took a lot.
And we have a group of 50,000 bakers that we asked to go report them.
Yeah, what if you didn't have?
Yeah, what if it was just you, the hubs, your sister, and your dog? Like that's going to take a lot longer. A lot of times I see those pages remain up for these accounts, and it's unfortunate because you're working so hard on your marketing, and these scammers are actually benefiting from your hard work.
Yeah, like they're all gone now.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It said learn more about who appears first in search, and I bet it's going to say they appear first because Meta verified.
Nice.
So what it says when somebody searches your name and a bunch of stuff shows up, the blue check mark profile will show up first.
So that's another aspect that might sway you.
I know. So moving on, you also get that impersonation protection. And this is the kicker. This is the one that makes it not so cut and dry for me. You get Meta verified support. So back when Facebook earlier years, there was no support. Then they were like, oh, this is actually working. Here's a support inbox chat. You could email people.
Yes.
Then they took that all away.
I think it's because it was misused.
It was misused. I think everyone's like, I don't like what this person wrote. You delete them. Then they moved it support to people who run Facebook ads. And the big strategy there is if you have a personal profile problem, run an ad and have the support have to help you. Then I think they took that away.
Yeah.
Now it is reserved for Meta verified profiles.
Paying people.
And you can either chat or email with an agent. And I specify that because on Business Max, Zuckerberg shows up to your house and meets with you.
You get a phone call.
Yeah, there's ones that have a phone call. So for the $120 one, you can actually call somebody. For the $44.99 a month, you take priority over the $14.99. But it's
still just calling and
So I've seen people say when you need help with Facebook, this is the only way to reach them. And in that, I do think the aspect is good.
The times that me and Heather have had to reach out to Meta for an issue, running an ad or a company, they have been very nice in really trying to resolve any issues that we've run into.
So if you have an issue with I'm not going to say that you can get an issue with a hacked account. Because remember, this is per profile, meaning I can't pay them for one and ask a question about another.
Yeah.
Therein lies the issue. If your account was hacked and you lost access to your page, you can't sign up with another page unless you make it the original and do that impersonation thing and said, maybe you could explain to them, this was my page, it was hacked.
That's a gamble. And we're just speaking to maybes because we don't know.
I don't want my page hacked, so I don't want to test this for you guys. But that could be that option, Meta verified support. I know that people get their pages unpublished a lot.
Yeah. So a lot of times what we're seeing pop up in the Sugar Cookie Market Group, it says my page is saying I'm not using my original content and that my page is unpublished now.
Right. And this could be that resolution to prove this is my content, this isn't like a copyright claim or whatever, but you get to talk to somebody there.
Which is worlds better than talking to yourself.
Okay. It moves on to Facebook and Instagram. You also get an enhanced profile depending on which one you sign up with. On Instagram, this seems to be more focused on Instagram, meaning in your bio, you can list multiple links. You can add images to your links. That's the big push there. And that's on Instagram. It's not on Facebook.
So I think, do you think using Shorby is what would you call that? What is that?
Shorby is a Linktree competitor.
Yeah, it's a Linktree competitor where you can list multiple links under one link. And I can put images,
right?
Yeah, so
if you didn't want to use a Linktree, there's this theory that Facebook deprecated accounts
that had
Linktree. So if you want to keep it native in the app, it might be a strategy for you. Again, that's if you pay for it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And not if you pay for it on Facebook, because Facebook's not even going to have this option. But Facebook says, well, both of them, one's Facebook and Instagram, whatever you sign up for, you're going to rank first for that name.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to be like, how to learn to sell cookies and Sugar Cookie Marketing Group shows up. What it's going to be is someone's going to search Sugar Cookie Marketing and my page will show up above things that it think may also be competitive.
On Instagram, when we first started, someone had already taken the name Sugar Cookie Marketing.
The handle, yeah.
The handle. So what we had to do was Sugar Cookie Marketing _
Which is confusing. That is creating audience confusion because why would the people so great at marketing, you have to have the one with the underscore? It's because we are late to the game. And somebody else, and I offered them money, they never opened my DMs. So now paying for the blue check allows us to rank above the exact match keyword.
And because our branding is fluid across all our platforms, you seeing the blue check mark and seeing the logo.
You're going to likely say this one is probably them. On the flip side, things I didn't realize, because Meta Verified works off of verification, it doesn't let you change your profile picture all willy-nilly.
It doesn't want you to.
So on your personal profile, you have to be yourself. You can't be a picture of your dog.
Yeah.
But on the business page, you can only change your profile picture every 60 days.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why the Sugar Cookie Marketing Instagram is still bendy, blendy, orange, yellow, it's because I have to wait until January 25th to change it back.
Yeah.
So, and it said, when I went to change a profile picture, it said, listen, you can't do this as often as you're doing it. Your options are wait for 60 days or cancel your Meta Verified plan, update your profile picture, and sign back up.
I see a lot of bakers put their latest set as their profile picture, even though it is very tiny.
You're not going to do that with this. So you could do it on your cover photo. It doesn't seem like they care about cover photos, but they do care about that profile because that is what shows up in search.
Yeah.
So the concept there being, we don't want to tell everyone you're verified, you're who you are, and then you switch it up on everybody. I don't think you can switch your page name after you sign up for Meta Verified.
So.
But clearly they're like, just cancel it, switch it up, and apply again.
Yeah, right.
So something to keep in mind. That is a restriction there. And then it has the option, you can also apply this to WhatsApp, but I don't use WhatsApp, so I don't really know how to talk about it.
Right. The thing between the two plans, the standard and the one that we have, is you get 2 links per month to put on Reels. I'm going to tell you, I've utilized that every month since we've had it. I don't feel like there's been an uptick in any greatness when it comes to that. So do I think that is worth the linkage? No, people who are watching Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels are just wanting to watch Reels at the time.
Right.
If I wanted to convert someone from a Reel to buying, I'd probably run an ad.
I agree. So you're saying that Reels thing is not it.
I don't think I could attribute one sale or one person coming from that necessarily, to be quite honest with you.
I'm logging into our Instagram right now. It says an added benefit is that you can recommend other profiles that you own on a Meta Verified thing. So it's saying that there should be a place for me to say, these are our other accounts.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was there when I signed up initially.
I'm sure they're trying to add more. Here's the thing. The pricing can fluctuate. It's not locked in. And the options can fluctuate. That's not locked in.
Right.
So that's a little bit of a gamble. The great part of it is you can cancel and sign up anytime. So if the price jumps on you, you want to keep eyes on that just in case. You can cancel. If a new thing is added, you want to always double check. For whatever reason, Meta is not marketing this very well to anybody.
No, it only markets it to people who already have this. It's not like telling people like, hey, you person who's
it's not
shopping.
saying like, listen, look, you got a new option to add.
Right.
Or it's going to the promotions and it's falling in a bazillion other notifications that you're getting. You're not seeing it.
Right. I don't even see any intuitive way to say, hey, recommend these other profiles I have, which would be nifty since I'm paying for this. So if I go to the profile, I'm just looking at here. I'm going to click. Oh, look, it's right here. The Facebook page has a direct link to it.
Oh, nice.
You see it right there?
Okay, that's kind of nice.
And then the Instagram handle is right there.
That's kind of nice.
That looks
Did you just add that?
I did not. I have no idea. I've never seen this before in my life. And then I'm not seeing, other profiles right there. Display other profiles. Showing Instagram, these profiles on Instagram helps people confirm that they're related to your business.
So you're like, well, I just am a bakery business. Here's the thing. Me and Heather have the Cookie College. We have the Baking It Down podcast Instagram account. So it'd be nice that those show. So when you come to the Sugar Cookie Marketing, you'd be like, oh, you know what? There's attached there.
Look at other profiles. I just turned it on. This wasn't a feature a minute ago. It was a feature when I signed up.
Oh, wow. That's so nice.
So now if you guys want to check this out, go to Sugar Cookie Marketing on Instagram.
And it will show the Cookie College Instagram account, the Facebook profile for the Cookie College, and the Facebook profile for Sugar Cookie Marketing.
You know why it's not showing Baking It Down? Because it's still set as a personal profile.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so very interesting how it's cohesive and not at the same time.
Yeah.
So that is the benefits of those. It's an interesting strategy. Corey's saying we're getting no click-through in those reels.
I don't think that's a good benefit to it.
Okay, enhanced profile, the listing, the other accounts. Interesting. I don't know that's a benefit to us. I'm pretty sure that's not a benefit to... Okay, it would be a benefit to somebody who pays for the Instagram one and is able to say, this is my Facebook page.
That would be nice bringing to them, be able to grow both.
And then it says featured account. I thought this one was pretty interesting because I think it's also been added since I paid for this. When you're scrolling your Facebook feed, you'll see, we scroll vertically, right? So we scroll from top to bottom.
Yeah.
You'll see these business pages, squares, listed left to right. So in horizontal, you scroll through them. They're probably local businesses or businesses similar to what you're using. Those are recommended Meta verified. They used to be an ad. Now they're not. It's this, you pay to be Meta verified.
That's nice.
That is going to be able to grow your account in an ad-like way. Who knows what the targeting is?
I know who.
Right.
Hopefully, if you're on searching for something, it's showing you something similar to.
But with the $44.99 tier, which to me, too expensive.
Too expensive.
I'm going to say blue check support, yes. $14.99 a month, still overpriced.
Yeah.
But if I had major problems with my profile, I would probably spring for the $120 a month and pay for it for 1 month. That's a phone call.
Back in the day, before this even existed, you could pay someone around $1,500 to $1,900 if your Facebook account were to get banned or hacked, and with the promise and the prayer that they do their best to get you your account back. But there was no guarantee that it would happen. If that happened, would you want to pay $120 and talk to someone who actually works for the business, or would you want to pay $1,900 and hope that they don't take your money and run? Right.
This is technically on sale then.
Technically, it's on sale. The problem is, if you have been building your bakery business on Facebook for years and it's taken out from under you, I've seen a lot of people willing to do a lot to get that back.
Yeah. I mean, if that's your whole business thing, that's what this kind of starts off with, is if all your income is coming from TikTok and TikTok closed, would you be out of a job? If all your leads are coming from Facebook and you lost your page, would you be out of income?
I know.
In which case, $14.99 or $44.99 is actually
a steal.
Great
it's
option.
A steal. At the end of the day, the closest thing that you own in your business is something like your website. You don't own where it ends up on Google though, but you do own your website. You own the content on there. You can pull it down. It's up to you. You own your email list. So an email list is super strong to have. If your Facebook page goes down, you can still potentially reach some of those people with a strong email list. At the end of the day, you do not own your TikTok account.
You don't own anything.
No. Which those are the closest things you do to own.
When it comes to the internet, we rent our website. We rent our domain name. The minute you don't pay that bill, it's back into the marketplace.
But at least you don't post something wrong and it's taken from you.
And but okay, if you're delisted, de-indexed from Google search, there is the potential for that too.
So at the end of the day, nothing's guaranteed.
Nothing's guaranteed. We got to diversify our income. We got to diversify our lead sources.
Yeah.
That is a healthy business. Unfortunately, we tend to find that one thing stands out above all others. Corey and I said, what would we possibly do if Facebook groups went away?
Because the group is where you discover
that's where our
we
funnel
offer
for the Cookie College starts and stops.
Yeah.
Well, you still have their emails, but in the group, I'm able to build trust. I'm able to build help and create the funnel and create post promotions. Without that, where would we be? And that's why Corey's like, well, I'll post to TikTok, and we're just gonna start recording these podcasts for YouTube.
I know, because at the end of the day, here's the thing. I've worked the last year, unfortunately, and grown our TikTok's profiles to about 30,000 followers. And all that hard work will be taken away on potentially Saturday.
And such is.
And I can't do one gosh darn thing about it. It'll be just like, I got to kiss that hard work goodbye. Thank goodness I have saved the videos from there that we can use on YouTube Shorts and things like that.
YouTube Super Shorts, because they only allow under 60 seconds. So it's not even a direct translation from one profile from one platform to the other, because Corey and I were talking about the YouTube strategy. You're only allowed to post under 60 seconds. So all the content you've already produced where TikTok was awarding longer content is being penalized on that. So that the next best one is Reels, and that's where they're going to kind of head.
What's crazy, and I don't understand why YouTube did this. To monetize on TikTok, you need videos over a minute. It can be a minute and 1 second to be eligible for the Creator Rewards program. YouTube Shorts, it has to be under 1 minute. So do you see where now you're either cutting off the last word that you said?
Here's my guess. Here's my personal take on how I use YouTube. I do pay for YouTube Premium. I'm only watching horizontal videos on there. I'm not watching YouTube Shorts. If it pops up, I swipe.
Yes.
Get away.
So then that's telling you that even all that content that you made that is good for TikToks and good for Reels is not good for YouTube. But YouTube is a strong contender. A lot of people are moving to YouTube, but they're having to recreate.
I think it's got to be a part of the holistic approach to a marketing plan, a marketing strategy. And I know you guys are like, not another profile to manage. At the end of the day, it's how the game works. And it's what allows new businesses to enter when that old business put all their eggs in the single basket that got shut down on the 19th. A new business can rise. So we hate it as much as we love it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, most people that are listening to this didn't utilize TikTok as a big moneymaker.
And I even say TikTok, we've said in the past, is more for the influencer type, more for the I want to create cookie content and then sell recipes than it is to I want to sell local cookies.
And you made passive income, whether it be your videos were monetized, you were doing like affiliate marketing or the TikTok shop.
Someone paid you to review stuff.
But it's just a look into that. Never get too comfy. Never get too cozy.
Man. We own nothing.
We own nothing.
I put a lot of time into Google Plus and it is gone. It's in the Google graveyard. Right. So before you think, well, they would never take that away. Yes, they would. It all comes down to a math problem of does this generate income?
I know. So it'll end up, I'll be curious. Heather, when we put money on it.
Let me do my question. Right now, would you pay for Meta Verified?
If I had a couch cushion and I opened it and there happened to be a 10, a 5, and 2 quarters, I would for my business page.
For how long? For as long as you found the couch cushion money?
Yes, I would think if come October, November, and December, there's tons of bakers out there.
Yeah,
tons of bakers getting recommended. Ton of them comment. I would do it more towards that end, so I just could appear over this onslaught of recommendations and maybe chill it out in July. Save my money.
I think it took me about 3 days to get approved.
Oh, nice to know.
So a little bit of a waiting period, but I had all my ducks in a row. Like it wasn't like
it wasn't like you have to go get this and then now you're applying for the county or the state or anything like that.
There's something I would have to say before, if you ask me that question right now, I would say to somebody, let me see what you're doing currently. Let me see what your marketing looks like right now.
Because if it's so fine-tuned.
I'm like, definitely add it.
But if it's not fine-tuned.
We have so many other places.
I like that approach. That if you have things to work on, to improve on.
If your photography is really, really bad and you know it, and you could take $15 and put it towards a backdrop, or you can take that $15 and put it toward Meta Verified. I'm going to say put it towards a backdrop because we want to have very pretty photos, because if we reached everybody in the world but our photos weren't dialed in, then what's the point?
That's true. I like that approach.
Yeah. And our dad was asking us, he has his own company, he was asking us some marketing questions. He was upset with his marketer. And I was like, hey, at the end of the day, this all has to work together. I can't give you a recommendation on a single point when I don't know the whole wheel.
Yes.
Like we can plug a tire, but if the tire has a gouge on the other side, there's no point in fixing the small nail.
If you are taking amazing photos and never posting them with good copy,
then we've got another issue.
Yeah.
If you take amazing photos and write good copy, but your website is just hit or miss, you don't have one, it's hard to get a hold of you, again, it's still pointless. Yeah. So look at your marketing as a cohesive whole. If you feel that you got it pretty dialed in, we'll never feel fully dialed in. Don't worry about that. But if you're like, I'm pretty happy with how everything's going, I'm producing income, I think this $15, just the attention grabbing aspect of this may put me into selling another set this month. Then it's going to be a great investment.
Yeah.
But it's going to have to be
at the end of the day, if something happens to your page or something, it's nice to have the option.
And everyone's like, this is stupid. Not when you're paying for help.
You're desperate.
Great. And you'll see me recommend Meta Verified when people are like, my page is unpublished or I've lost access to it. And I usually say, I'm not sure if you can use this to get to them, but it may be your best
Let me tell you, it's a better option than coming to Sugar Cookie Market and be like, what do?
Ask Meta Verified. So it's pretty interesting concept. If TikTok does get banned, or if it doesn't, or if in the final hour it gets sold to an American company, will be interesting. I believe personally, Corey and I tried to run a bet, she won't put money on it. I believe that there's too much money at stake for that to get shut down. I think I think in terms of branding, marketing, Ruth Ann is like TikTok, because it's all over the news.
It is. And you know what? So here's the thing. The thing that happened this morning, it's supposed to be banned on Saturday. The thing that happened this morning, someone is petitioning to give us another 270 days on the platform.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
just think about how I saw that I download TikTok every weekend and uninstall it, which I guess this would be my
last time.
Friday will be my
Maybe
last
you should let yourself run for you and get a little release.
So that's what they're saying is it might be just unpublished from the Play Store and the iTunes Store. What do you guys call yours? The Apple Orchard. It might be plucked from the Apple Orchard, but it may still exist on your phone. And then there's rumors that it'll be uninstalled from your phone as well.
Nobody knows this hasn't happened. Someone from India did say it happened to us 5 years ago. You weren't TikTok,
but they said it didn't
India.
Disappear from the phone.
Yeah, so they don't even know.
Is it still banned?
It's still banned.
No way.
Yeah. So she was from India. She was like, I'm using a VPN right now to talk to you.
A proxy network would allow her to say, I'm actually from America. And then her phone thinks she's from America and she's able to download it.
So she's be able to get past this firewall.
I guess it's happening. But I think the American user base on that platform moves a lot of money. And I think when a lot of money is involved, they said Elon Musk offered to buy it last night.
No way. ByteDance said 100% guys were not selling, but money speaks.
So you know that Mr. Handsome on Shark Tank?
He had offered to buy it. He's gotten people. He's offering $20 billion. But he does not want, he said, we don't want the algorithm, which is obviously.
I'm sorry. I need the algorithm. That algorithm is better.
He's like, we'll build it. We'll build it back. So
here's what I don't love about Instagram Reels, and I'm just doing my personal opinion piece here. Like if I accidentally sneeze and a video is playing at the same time, it'll be like, that's all she wants to see. Don't let her see anything but that. I sent Summer one funny video about it. It was like the mom, you're on my last nerve, me and my sister, and they're tap dancing on ice.
That's all that you see.
No, it's all about sister stuff, which is funny, but I don't want to one.
What's weird is AI is a lot on Reels and it's not on TikTok. And it's like these ladies it's like trying to show Dancing with the Stars or, America's Got Talent. And so it's a guy looking and he's one of the judges, but then like the lady turns into a horse. But like someone has just spliced these two random videos. I don't want to see that. Oh my God, like that's not, but I saw one because I was like, is she turning into a horse? And now that's all I see. Speaking of upping your business and making 2025 your best business yet, if you just listened to the podcast and you said, you know what, my photos aren't that good. Okay. You know what, my copy isn't converting. I don't know how to market on Facebook. We actually have the Cookie College. And Heather, what is the Cookie College for someone just hearing those weird words put together for the first time?
I just did the Get to Know Your Membership 101 yesterday.
Yeah.
Did it at 1 p.m. You do it at night. So it was an interesting test. What I tell people is we do lay heavy on class kits. So everything you need to teach a cookie class, that's included in the college, but that's not what it is by definition. The Cookie College is a membership that pays into class kits, how to teach classes, but also all these other courses.
What are some more ambiguous courses that we never reference?
Somebody said, Heather, you keep saying AIDA. What is that? Yeah. And I was like, actually, there's a course in your membership. It's copy formula. Well, that sounds like a buzzword too. Yeah, I tell you what copy formula is, walk you through 4 or 5 different formulas I use, and then explain what that AIDA formula is, which is attention, interest, desire, and action.
Yeah.
You'll see that's how Corey and I write a lot of our copy. If you like how we market, the Cookie College is going to tell you everything I know and Corey knows that we've been working on for the last decade.
Yes.
And the interesting thing, like we said in today's podcast topic, is marketing is ever changing. That is great. And it is also the worst because you're never fully relaxed, but you also have new opportunities because nobody is relaxed.
Yeah. Popular courses that people do take are Inbox Zero. And what is
need to retake that
Inbox Zero technically?
Imagine you open your Gmail, your business account, your business email, and you see 0 emails there. And anything that comes in is orders from today. A lot of times our inbox becomes a prison of productivity. It's too much. It's overwhelming. It's not organized. Inbox Zero uses the tools within Gmail to help manage your inbox. So a lot of times we get receipts from AutoBill. Let's pretend we signed up for Meta Verified. Yeah. That's going to hit my account. That's great. I don't need to see every one. I understand that I'm paying for that. So we can use Google Labels to move that directly to one that's called Receipts with a sub-label of Facebook.
So you still have it. You still have access to it.
It's just not in that account. Then how to unsubscribe, mass unsubscribe is one.
What's been really great is I started utilizing this Inbox Zero when the Crumbed Cookies, my business, changed its name to the Mixing Bowl. It was like a new slate. I said, this is going to be a new me. And now everything in that inbox is present and needs to be addressed. It either has been addressed, it's starred to be addressed. But when I get in there, I know this is exactly what I have. I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel that that's my to-do list. Mm-hmm. It's easy to access. I'm not missing orders. I'm not missing people. If you're in there,
it really creates a safe space with your inbox.
So that's a good one. Another huge course that people
Here's what I'm going to say. Password manager, mostly because this weekend my parents say, Heather, we need help.
They do. They see.
And
they see.
I said, okay, Dad, let me just log into a couple accounts. And I'm like, hey, where are these passwords? He's like, it's in a Word document on my phone. And I watched him open up his phone. He opened up his gallery app. It's got 1,000, 2,000 photos in it, which is low for some people, but they're all screenshots of passwords.
Yeah.
And in the event that he ever loses those pictures, he is not signing in.
I know,
anything.
if it's not backed up.
So password managers allow us to use really strict password, really clean password hygiene.
Talking about your Facebook page getting hacked, a lot of the times it's because we're using our I love my doggy 102 as your password. While you're like, no one will guess what I love my doggy. I
tell my mom loves to use very guessable passwords. And then she was like, but I just don't think the bad guy's going to guess this one. And I was like, yeah, it's not a bad guy. It's a script. And the script is running so fast, faster than we think. And it's able to crack these passwords so fast. Yeah. We need 16 characters, upper, lowercase,
whatever happened with the boomers and the founders of America situation, they love to use one password. It's hard to remember a lot.
Consider the option. As a business owner, there's so many places you need to log in. There's no way to remember. So the only solution is to use the same one over and over again.
So when that script gets a password that hits, they're not just always just staying on that one platform. They can go through a bunch to see if they're shared.
I've been pwned.com. I've been pwned.
Oh, okay.
Right. You can go there and you can see which data breaches has hemorrhaged your password. Yes. And if you're using that password, which is on the dark web now for sale, on any financial institution website, you need to go and change it.
Right. So that's another course that's slept upon, but a great one to start off with. The most popular one by far, photography. And it may be because it's valuable, or it's maybe because I taught it. I do have a big fan base.
I think photography is very important in our industry. And then the course, there's so many of them. And then I'll be working on my Bamboo A1 mini course.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, because Corey's going to get the printer.
I need to take the course.
You'll need to take the course.
I'm a visual learner. That's why these courses are done with you step by step. Heather's recording her screen, taking you through them. She recorded me for the photography one.
That's
and then
a good one.
My editing one, you're going with me through it. So these are in-depth courses done with you marketing. If you don't put in the work, don't worry. The work will not get done for you.
Yeah, unfortunately. It seems to work that way.
On top of those courses, if you're like, I'm not really a course girl, there's a community aspect to it. And the community aspect is a private Facebook group called the Cookie College by Sugar Cookie Marketing. Is that what it is? It's always just in my latest search. And that's where people can dive into the hardcore business topics. Sugar Cookie Marketing, we love that. A lot of people are asking more basic questions like, when are you starting your Valentine's Day pre-sales? In the Cookie College, we're able to dive in deeper. Mm-hmm. So, hey guys, here's what happened. The customer did this. I did this. What do now? And we can really dive in, since we don't allow customer bashing in any of the groups. But the Cookie College has this silent
They
respect.
get the vibe that, well, you're not going to bash customers. And I still say, everyone, hey, back on topic. But there, it's a lot more like, hey, here's what happened.
Here's this
I made this mistake. She made this mistake. What are our
Someone's
options?
like, well, what's your goal here? Because if it's goal 1, here's my approach here. If it's goal 2.
I even say this. Like, Corey's asking marketing questions over there because people are like, yeah, this is what I do. Someone had a great example. They said, I thought this was interesting because it happened to us. They said, I had a class over the weekend. I don't take attendance. My lesson learned is I will start taking attendance. I have name tags, and whatever name tags aren't taken, that's who didn't show. Yeah. She said the wildest thing happened. She's like, and I do not know who was at fault here, but one of the name tags was taken. This person sits there, but then the person who had that name shows up.
Oh, wild.
Right. And I was like, everyone hold up your name tag. It wasn't something as simple as that. it must have been the first names or something.
Oh, interesting.
And she was like, yeah, I'm one kit short because someone's a mole.
Yeah.
Someone's not supposed to be here. And the person who is supposed, she's like, the person who is supposed to be there, I had known because they've come to a lot of classes. Her quick solution is she let that lady decorate her set.
Smart.
Right. But she was like, so somebody didn't pay. And I was like, well, probably the person who didn't pay likely has this similar name or doesn't realize that they made the mistake. And she was like, should or not refund the lady who showed up and had to do my set? And we were like, you probably, the lady didn't want money back. She said she understood the thing. I said, probably would go a long way if you did. And she's like, I know that's the answer. I just needed someone to say it.
So in the college, we're able to dive in. We have monthly challenges. Today we're doing, this month, it's the Touch It Challenge. These challenges just make you more in tune with your business. Instead of checking out because either you got tired, because your December was crazy, July and June, these challenges keep you in touch with your business throughout the year. The Cookie College right now, you can sign up at thecookiecollege.com. The monthly price is now $76. So if you are like, in 2025, I want to be a better business owner. I want 2025 to be my year. Join us. There's about 1,000 of us in there. We're ready to grow. It's just a very positive community, a very uplifting community.
It's money where their mouth is. They're here to squeeze the juice from that berry, and they're going to make it work for them, which makes it even better for everyone who signs up.
It does, yes.
I see people sign up. A lot of you guys did join for that discount rate, which is awesome. When they get here, they're like, whoa, this is great.
Yeah, I know.
Wow,
yeah.
This is helpful.
I know.
So a lot goes on there. And then every second Monday of the month, I teach a Get to Know Your Membership live. Corey drops 3-week content all the time. Cookie class kits drop on the 7th now. We decided to say a date.
Yes.
And then the digital downloads, which I'm working on. This
very
cute one. It's all included
Yeah.
in this Cookie College membership. The digital downloads last month were Valentine's Day cookie tags I made. And then this month, I'm turning those cookie tags into cookie cutters, and Corey's producing a freebie photo with the stuff you would need.
And I was making
simple.
them yesterday. They're very, very cute.
Very cute. And it'll be fun to see that come together. So it'll be 5, the digital downloads this month, it'll be 5 mini cookie cutters and their corresponding images.
Yes. And so it's the STL files that you're providing.
Yeah.
If you don't have a custom 3D printer, that's okay. You can send the files to your favorite cutter shop and they can recreate it.
There's a lot of cutter shops that do that. Or libraries actually have free use 3D printers.
Nice.
It'd be wild for me to not know how to use a 3D printer and have to do one with an audience of a library.
I know. Especially with how silent
You're going to hear me cursing. Just kidding. I assume they got to keep them in rooms. That would drive people insane. So that is the Cookie College. You can learn more about that at thecookiecollege.com. And you can see the 5 tiers we offer. Just like Meta Verified, the highest tier includes everything we offer.
Nice. They got that from us.
So let's do my texting questions. Tanya emailed. I just asked her today for her address. Bet that is out.
She didn't correct you on her name, calling her Tonya.
Tanya?
Tonya. Tonya.
What am I calling her?
Tanya.
Oh, sorry.
Tanya.
We have, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 texting questions.
And I get to choose a number?
Yes.
1.
Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure there's no fan mail. Fan
mail.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. You pick number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, this is, I don't have a name because she texted and she used a fan mail one, so there's no name. This is 860. If you're listening to this and this is your area code and this is your text, you know, find me. Hi, twins. I love Bakety Bake Royal Batch. A switch from Genie's. My question is, how would I make it a softer bite?
Soft bite. Bakety Bake is they're actually a podcast sponsor, so I'll just
let me do this one.
Okay.
Whoever wins this, 860, email me, Heather at Sugar Cookie Marketing with the rest of your phone number, and then I'll connect you for your stupid card tray.
Nice.
There you go. That was like, how am I going to tell this person it's really them? What if everyone emails me? Like, I'm 860.
Yeah. So if you're 860 and you texted in about your Royal Batch question, congratulations.
Email Heather at Sugar Cookie Marketing with the rest of your phone number, and I'll get you connected with Feel.
You won a stupid card tray. What is a stupid card tray? It levels out your passenger side seat. So if you're doing a cookie delivery, if you're getting, your purse, you want to spill over on the side, our cool water bottles that we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stupid card tray is great for that. So congratulations. You're going to love it. Me and Heather have one. We use it all the time.
We share it.
For a Royal
it sounded like really one.
For a Royal Batch, it already comes with corn syrup as one of the ingredients.
That's the softer bite.
If you even want a more softer bite, you'll add more of that corn syrup. Usually you want to buy clear corn syrup from the grocery store. You'll add that to it. It gives it even a softer bite.
Question. Softer bite in terms of the icing, wouldn't that have more to do with the cookie?
No, the icing technically has a little bit of a snap to it if there's no corn syrup in it at all. So if you have a drier cookie, because you don't like so much butter content in there, and you have a drier icing, it's going to give a harder bite. If you're doing layers, because you have florals or things like that, that's a hard cookie to bite into. So you want to add even more corn syrup than the recipe has in it, and that's going to give you even more softer bite if you're making those florals or a bunch of levels. For some odd reason, when I do dual levels or triple levels, it's almost softer just because of the pure amount of icing.
I agree. I do agree that feels softer. This is the next, not a winner, but you can text in next week.
Nice.
This is from 907. They sent just an emoji with a thumbs up, which is hilarious. But here's the question. This one's not marketing related, just for fun. If you were gifted a free round trip ticket, all expense paid vacay anywhere, where would you go?
I've always wanted to do an absolute cruise.
We were going to do it and then COVID happened.
I know. Just a cruise.
Where would it float to?
A little tropical place.
I'm not even off the boat or no?
I'm scared to get off the boat, but I would. If it was like a touristy area.
Like, okay, the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah,
So you float
take
down
me
to
there.
a little,
I'll get off on the boat. I
have
do.
no idea where those are, by the way.
Here's my thing. I've never seen Clearwater.
Did you tell them that you don't like to travel?
I don't also like to travel. So never seen Clearwater, and I have an aversion to traveling. So the battle is uphill. But I thought on a boat, there's a lot less planning. Like you're on the boat.
The boat's planning.
Your boat is taking you places.
Yeah.
You're not thinking and being like, oh, we have a plan at 2:00 or something like that. You can go to a little restaurant.
I got to hear, apparently the boat you choose dictates a lot of how the trip goes.
I'm sure.
The like Disney boats, I've heard great things, but we're looking at Kiddos.
Carnival,
I've heard is the Spirit Airlines of the ocean.
Oh.
Not sure, guys. If you float Carnival, don't take that offensively. I've never floated with them. And then the Virgin boats don't allow kids at all.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
So and then the Norwegian Island. I have no idea, but that's interesting. So you just want to see tropical clear water on a boat.
Yeah. I would love to experience a boat, to sleep on the boat, to eat on the boat, to everything.
Who knew you were a nautical twin?
I've always said if I had to choose, I would.
That's a good question. Thank you.
Where would you go? Or you like traveling more than I do, and you don't even like it that much,
right? I would like to go. Probably, I went snowboarding in Colorado that one time. I'd like to go with all my expenses paid by somebody else.
To where?
Aspen or Vail, whatever.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't want to do that last.
And we are East Coasters, and I don't think you've seen those mountains. I went that one time, and I was like, "Whoa, this is so wild that these people, this is their backyard." And like when you go skiing or snowboarding here, it's like there's yellow tape and lines and ropes everywhere. This one, they're like, "Hey, try not to die. If you do, let us know so we can find you."
Man, Heather, remembering back a few years ago, she wanted to go snowboarding. And I guess was having a rough time in whatever relationship was in. Just she invited me, and I felt very
obligated.
But
her heart was not in it.
I'm gonna tell you, I went down. It was a bitter cold, a bitter wet cold.
We were on the bunny hill, so there's no trees stopping the wind.
I rolled right down into whatever the coffee.
You know what? Like where somebody's like doing that fake smile, and Corey's like shink, 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 and I was like, "Do you want to go?" And she's like, "Yeah." So then we only did one.
It was.
I said never again. Here's another text. This is from 713. Hi, twins. I've seen bakers in the group say that a corporate customer doesn't want labels on cookies, and the baker is concerned about not getting exposure to all the people who would be eating those cookies. I know many states have labeling requirements, which is an easy policy to lean on and shouldn't be waived. But for the states that don't have those laws, what are your thoughts on pushing back against the customer for the sake of exposure to more leads?
Here's my thing.
I know what
my
you're gonna
customer.
Say.
Is that corporate person. That is who I need to focus 100%. They have paid me the money, and I am their baker. They are my one and only client. To use your customers as future marketing, that is a gamble because they feel used. They know it. They know
because you're pushing back now. They know it extra hard.
Yeah, they know it extra hard. Here's my thing. You cultivate that corporate order, that corporate client, and watch them come back to you over and over and over again.
That's much more valuable than potentially someone eating a cookie, turning it around and seeing your thermal printed label with your ingredients on and saying like, "Oh, Mixing Bowl Cookie Co. did this." Maybe I think that's so not guaranteed. Whereas a very, very happy corporate customer is almost a guaranteed returning customer.
Yeah. And to solidify a good relationship with a corporate returning client is by far the best relationship you can have.
Imagine, okay, let's use this as a great example. Corey got Neiman Marcus. It was this lady and she placed this one-time order. Corey did everything she requested and did not put buy from me on the back, right? The lady was ecstatic with it because what they were doing is they were promoting a credit card or they were promoting a shoe line or a perfume. And they don't want it to be like, hey, you need to buy, what was the perfume? Creed.
Yeah.
Also mixing bowls on the back. It's making the cookie do too much. And that's what the client doesn't want.
Corporate clients are marketing to their clients. That's where their relationship is. They're using you to do that.
Right. They could have bought, like, okay, imagine this, because I think we think of this, cookies are different than I think. Imagine you ordered business cards and on the back of the business card, Vistaprint had its ad.
Yeah.
You'd never order from Vistaprint.
Yeah, you'd be like, I didn't want Vistaprint.
But you're like, but it's a business card. Right. But this is the cookie. This is the business cookie. And we so badly want to put our logo on the back of that. Here's your option is have better custom branded packaging in general. But again, they may or may not display that packaging. I would not ever push back on this unless it was out. Cottage law requires the food labeling. I would not be a big fan.
I see some bakers, and I have these too, these cookie stamps, and you actually stamp the back of the cookie before you put it in the oven. I would not push my relationship with that corporate client just to sneak in there.
I know people are like, that'll teach them and I'll get my brand in there. I think you're still risking I think you're not zoomed out far enough to see you're risking the whole relationship with the client.
You are marketing for them. They're not marketing for you. They're using your
money, bought your silence.
Yes, absolutely. So I would definitely cater to that client that actually gave you their money instead of looking beyond them to be like, they're my marketing avenue.
Now, if I donated cookies to a corporate cause and I made no money, you're going to see a buy from me somewhere.
You are. If I'm going to a networking event, you're going to see a little
great example. Corey and I paid to be in that wedding
venue thing.
And on every cookie Corey gave away was Corey's personal information because we did not make money being there. We actually spent money being there and lost.
That event was my marketing.
Right.
So
I'm
then
going to utilize it there. So yeah, you're going to see me there. You're not going to see it on the Neiman Marcus store. That's not what they paid for. Last text. Hello, Heather and Corey. My name is Israel, and I'm writing from Minnesota. First of all, I can't thank you enough for all this valuable knowledge that I've been learning from your SEM group, the Fabulous Podcast, and the Cookie College. I joined very recently.
Nice.
I've had to pause at episode. I had to pause episode 192, and I went back and I heard about texting last week, I guess, and about entering something, I guess. Oh, she's like, I know I'm super late, but I still wanted to text in just because I heard you mention Minneapolis, Minnesota. So here you go. Call me a loser, but don't really call me a loser out loud.
You're never a loser.
You guys are both my favorite. Corey's my favorite baker and decorator, and Heather's my favorite instructor and marketing guru.
Nice.
Very nice. Israel, you can still text in next week because this resets, and your guys' questions are great. Yeah, someone's like, what about those of us who didn't win and didn't get her?
I know.
I said I'll post your question to the page and answer it there.
That's nice.
It's a very great idea. So if you guys want to text in, the stupid card tray again is up for grabs.
Yeah.
I still have to talk to Phil about that. So I don't have the discount code yet, but he's going to offer us one. I think it was 15%.
Phil got into the group this week. So
I'm working with Phil. He's a stupid card tray guy. And we should kind of call this a stupid text and question segment.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Stupid text. Yes. So stupid text resets next week. You can text in 571-556-5644. Or if you're on apps like Spotify, it has a button at the top. Nice. You can click that as well.
Great. Thank you guys so much. Those questions were fantabulous.
This has been such a great project. And then Phil's like super stoked about it too.
Nice.
Okay, moving on
to our sponsors.
I know we already talked about the Cookie College. Can you just talk about the Galentine's Day class?
Okay. The Galentine's Day class is stupid cute. It's so stinking cute. So what the Cookie Class Kits is everything you need to teach a cookie class. If you're like, you know what, I feel confident that I could teach a cookie class. I just don't have the time or the energy to create the step-by-step PowerPoint, to take the photos, to design the set, to design 4 colors that go within that set, to make the cookie cutters. Listen, we got it. We have partnered up with Sweet Pink Olive for the cutters. Her sister-in-law, I think, is the one who designs.
The lady.
Very nice. Talked to her once on social media. Her sister-in-law designs each cookie class kit. That's why they look so cohesive, because they have the same designer about them. We take the photos. We take the step-by-step PowerPoints. We take the videos. Heather creates this graphics and copy. It's everything you need to teach a cookie class. All you need is you.
But the Valentine's Day one is super cute. So we have a couple of Valentine's Day ones. You can get them when you join the college. They've archived out of the class kits. But the Valentine's Day one, people were like, do we have one for that? Like my girls, taking out my girls, going to class. Yeah. And the one has a Stanley Cup. It has a giant chocolate dipped strawberry.
It's got a diamond because you can buy yourself diamonds. It's got a rose because you can buy yourself flowers. And it has the cutest little cupcake with the little heart cover on it.
So it's very cute, and that dropped. And that's included in both the Cookie Class Kits and Cookie College membership. Better bang for your buck. Sign up for the college because you get 2023, 2024, and the 2025 class kits.
Yeah.
Cancel anytime, much like Zuckerberg.
Much like Zucky. On to our podcast sponsors. Thank you for them. Without them, this would not be. Talking about Royal Batch. Royal Batch is what the text in question had a question about Royal Batch. They're actually a podcast sponsor. Bakey to Bake makes a meringue powder called Royal Batch. It's all I use. It's delicious. It's delectable. It is bright white because it already has white food coloring in it. It tastes like a sweet, sweet vanilla because it has vanilla extract already into it, and it has corn syrup in there, so you get a softer bite. You can always add more. If you want almond extract, you can add that to it. If you want a more powerful vanilla, you can add that to it too. If you're working with florals, add more corn syrup to it. It is just the best. I've been using it for years exclusively. I love it. I absolutely adore it.
I can tell you that Corey is not lying to you when she says she loves it. I think if you had her husband, her dog, and a Bakey Bake Royal Batch, and there was a house fire, we would all pause to see which one she picked.
Yeah, listen,
Who would you pick?
Royal match. Anyways, just kidding, probably not. We'd be shortly behind. Go get the Royal match. The Royal match meringue powder, like if you make your icing bags and it sits on the counter at room temperature, a lot of them separate super fast.
I know.
This one does not separate super fast. So I can find myself coming back to a color, using it a day later, and it not being any different than the time I hate when you get that water that spurts out of it. And I'm like, oh great, I got to rebag and tag this bad boy.
Hate it when that happens to me too.
I hate it.
Code TWINS. Save you probably on shipping. And they have a couple of different options now, more than when we first started. 5-pound bag, 1-pound bag, tester bags. I saw a little duster.
Look, I love the duster.
I saw a shirt.
Yeah, there's a cornstarch duster. I will be honest, I haven't put the cornstarch in it because I already had a cornstarch bag. I love it for cookie dusting. So right before you put the cookies in the bags, you can dust off the crumbs so your cookies look really good to your clients the first time they see it. So I take a little duster to it, put it in the bag, tag, good, go.
But she has is it a cookie duster or is it a cornstarch bag?
It's both.
Okay, cornstarch bag. Moving on to our next sponsor, Eddie the Edible Printer.
Yeah, just
they posted about Freddie in their group.
They did.
Yeah, it's going to I was reading through the comments. Yeah. People are like, hey, I'm pre-ordered. What's my updates? And they're like, we have, I think it was 250 units that'll start shipping at the end of January. So these are already sold, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 100 on
units,
that one. Yeah.
So they have like a promotional video, and someone had a couple of really great questions in the comments. So Freddie is an automated icing machine. Eddie is a direct-to-food printer. Freddie is the one they've been teasing with us, teasing for years. Yeah. And Eddie is the one that's been really the podcast sponsor, but they said mention Freddie. So Freddie, someone was like, I want to see it. I don't want it to ice all the way the edges. And he was like, yeah, you can just set that on the computer.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And someone was like, well, is this going to save a lot of time? He was like, it won't compete. The admin was like, it won't compete with dipping. Nothing could make it faster than dipping. He's like, this is designed for, I'm going to leave these shapes. I'm going to walk away. And when I come back, all 12 shapes, because it works on the carousel, all 12 shapes will be decorated or iced.
Yeah, nice.
So that was his thing there. And then someone's like, does it do really unique shapes? And he said, yeah, that took they were like, the last 10% of the code was the hardest to write to get the custom shapes. So it does have that. They were going to post a video. So if you want to check that out, join Eddie Printer Users Group on Facebook. That's where they're making these Freddie updates.
Yeah. So if you want that Freddie update, honestly, Freddie works great with Eddie.
Freddie's $4,000. Eddie's $3,000. So we're looking at a combined cost of $7,000. But imagine, and that's not chump change at all.
No.
A lot. I would probably say if you would buy, and I'm just biased because I haven't even seen the Freddie, I'd buy that Eddie first.
Yeah,
because I think that's going to allow you to pay for something like the Freddie. And let's say, I think the Freddie's going to be really well designed for brick and mortar.
Absolutely, that's what I was just thinking. For sure.
And imagine it's good for someone who does really high volume. We're coming back to a white, fully decorated ice cookie ready for your piping pleasure.
Yeah. Or printing pleasure.
Yeah. Someone asked, do we use our own icing or do we use your guys'? You use your own.
I saw that.
But you're going to make the consistency in the way that the machine needs it. Yes. It's going to be a 30-second.
That's what it said, yeah.
Right. So pretty interesting machine. Would love to see one. I think it's going to be at this expo or something that they mentioned.
Oh, I'd be so curious.
And I know that was at CookieCon.
Yeah.
I think CookieCon is kind of coming up. I wonder if they'll be there again.
I can't remember the day.
It's like March.
Oh,
it's
really?
very close.
Yeah. Wow. Last but not least, if you take the photography course in the college, you will notice that I love the Backers Co. backers. What the Backers Co. is it's a square perfection. Like if my kitchen's brown, I can make it look perfect in this square 23 by 23 space.
I think people who don't understand it. And the people who, and I love you DIYers who are like getting the vinyl backdrops and kind of making it yourself. I don't think you know how easy it can really actually be.
Right.
It's even easier. It's, what is it they kind of sell for? $73, $72.99. You can buy these backdrops. You can create a little scene because you can do their, what are they called? The brackets.
It's
allow you to
brackets,
have a bottom and a back wall. So a countertop and a back wall. And you can interchange those out. Corey uses them. I can tell when she uses them for bread because she's going to go for those deep, rich browns.
I do.
Macaron, she's going to go for the pastels.
I love the color ones for that.
And then for her cookies, a lot of whites, a
lot of white matte finish in there.
So it really is very versatile. Now they have a discount code.
They have a discount code. It's code Sugar Cookie, not plural. That will save you 20%. So if you're like, 77, now take 20% off that and you can score your own the Backers Co. It's something definitely I would suggest if you're wondering, should I pay for Meta Verified or buy this backdrop? I'm going to say the backdrop. It's going to help you. I use them exclusively. My house is dark. My kitchen is dark. Granite countertops are made to look like they hide your crumbs so your house doesn't look crummy all the time.
Oh, let me do this one. If you had to buy one of the 3 sponsors, well, let's add stupid card trade because if they become a sponsor, which you said you would.
I have everything.
You had just like you did, like this or Medivare. Like if you had to buy, you could only buy one. There's no financial gain. Like you can't be like, I'll buy an Eddie and sell it. No. It's like you can only buy one, and that's all you have. But you won't have access to the others, so you'll never have Bakety Bake again.
I'm just saying,
you'll never have Eddie again.
I can't sell my Eddie.
You'll never
in
have
my
your
royal
card
batch.
tray again.
I do love my stupid card tray, but if I needed to make more sales,
I tell you, and it comes down to where those gaps are in marketing. Back to the original question at hand.
I know.
You have a twin twist?
What a hard question.
I know. This is a hard-hitting podcast. We only talk about the real news.
Since my older sister does not listen to this podcast ever.
I can guarantee she's never booted this thing up a day in her life.
So here's the thing. Her birthday's always been, you'll never guess, in January. It's always the same day. What is it, the 15th or something?
That's so rude. Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's because I've been planning for it to be on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Her birthday's on January 15th. We're always bedraggled by the Christmas chaos. We spend all of our money in Christmas. December ran us ragged. In January, she never gets that. Like me and Heather's birthday's in November, and everyone's excited because it's the beginning of the holiday season.
It's kicking off the holiday season.
But she gets these lost, lonely souls of January.
At Christmas, she was saying like, hey, if you guys don't lose that spirit, don't lose the spirit.
Ashley is the number one gift giver of the family.
Is she number one? She gives the best gifts.
She gives the best gifts. They're always the best wrapped. She has you in mind when she's buying. Her stuff.
She does real high quality, really nice. She overpays every time.
She does.
It's something you really mentioned you wanted, and it's the best version of the thing she can find.
And she'll remember something random you said in a conversation.
So it's unfortunate that the best gift giver has a worse birthday timing.
I know. So I said last week, she missed our little Saturday get together. I said, let's just go all out. She's a Swiftie by self-proclamation. I've never heard her listen to a song, but I'm sure she'll quote them. She will. So I said, let's make this 38-year-old have a Swiftie.
Corey did the cutest cookies. I hope you post them.
I will after.
Yeah, and Corey is down doing gift bags, and I gotta go get a cake, and Summer's gotta get balloons, and Mom's gotta get something.
You got these giant disco balls,
cute
mirror balls. Where are you gonna hang them from the... I thought we'd put them on the table next to the cake as
just like
she doesn't have a hangy thing anymore. It's that wicker baskety thing.
Yeah.
So I got. If you wonder, Michael's has every Christmas thing discounted to 80%.
Okay.
And disco balls were the Christmas
New Year's.
thing.
Sure it's not New Year's?
It was for Christmas. Like really, they're popular this year.
Oh,
so I got this garland for $4. It was $30 before. So I made these cookies. I was thinking about making disco ball macarons, silver shells or something. We have a disco runner for the table.
Let me see if I can find on Amazon
disco balls.
Why did they lock down on my Amazon?
She's got a sachet that says "In My Birthday Era" that's coming
hilarious.
in.
I just want to see if they have. What am I looking for? Disco candles. I'm on, remember, Cake Patrol.
Yeah, if you find that. So here's what I did get for the cake.
Okay.
Taylor Swift is associated with butterflies.
Okay.
They're up here in every one of her things. So I got butterfly candles.
Oh, what am I even doing?
I don't know. And a cake topper that said, I think, something
great.
My birthday.
Well, you're going all out.
I said, and we got Taylor Swift wrapping paper.
Oh, and you're wrapping my gifts.
And we're wrapping the gifts.
And I'm getting a bottle of champagne.
And then I tasked my little sister with balloons.
Okay. Corey's upset that the little sister is like, I don't have any money when she doesn't have any rent bills or costs.
She lives at home and she's always buying herself stuff. And I tasked you with one thing: get balloons.
Did she pay for the mixer?
No.
Yeah.
She's not.
Did Ashley?
No.
Really? I'm a little surprised.
It's me and you right now. We're in it to
Listen,
win
if somebody wants to do the shopping footwork for me, I'll pay you and then some.
So I will never be doing this over the top birthday again for this 38-year-old, but her husband is out of town. I thought it would be kind of fun.
That's very nice.
Very nice. Oh, and we got little disco drinks, and you're getting champagne.
Oh, that's great.
And then disco straws.
Very fun. Very fun.
It better come
She'll
together.
Be stoked.
If there's one person that would appreciate.
Ash would be appreciative.
She would be appreciative.
All right. So we have to get there, what, 10:30? You said for setup?
10:30. Maybe if after your gifts come a little bit earlier.
Yay.
All right.
That's your twin twist is you're the best.
I'm the birthday Basharinsky.
Sister. I'm going to say my twin twist is Corey got me to buy that water bottle, right? Because peer pressure works so well on me. I bought it and it arrived on Saturday.
Listen, twin peer pressure is different than regular peer pressure.
Excuse me, I can't. My bottle's talking to me.
Twin peer pressure, if I drink more water and my skin looks youthful and supple, And Heather doesn't drink the water, and she looks like the old fogey of the twins.
Right. It's like having a before photo walking around with you.
That's the worst.
The unfortunate part is when I look bedraggled and someone still knows we're twins, I'm like, well, that doesn't say a lot about you. That's how. So Corey is like, I've never drinking more water in my life.
Honestly, have not.
I bought the thing. Corey set it up on my phone. It was having a little issue. But the phone shows me what the bottle sees. So the smart bottle, it's in the cap. The cap looks down at the water that's left in this 17-ounce bottle or something. And then every time I take a sip, it's like, hey, you're doing great. It'll flash when it's like, you're not doing great. Please come on, drink some more. The cap's orange until I reach my goal, and then it's green. But when I fall back, and then at the end of the day, if I reach the goal, it has a little
dance party on the top.
Dance party on top.
You get all the colors.
Right.
As you go, if you're like, yeah, I really like competitiveness, you can compete, and it puts you through a 21-day hydration challenge. Okay. And if you meet it, like I'm on day 5 that I've actually reached the goal for 5 days.
What are you at? What is your percentage of water intake today?
Oh, today?
So it even did the math. I told it my weight and height and gender and goals.
So I did the math. It's basically 8 cups of water. So the standard issue of what they want.
Like
right now I'm at 45% hydrated.
24%.
Yes, I've been gulping. Here's my thing. I learned that if you save it all for right before bed, you're going to have a bad time in the night.
Save it all. You in the toilet.
Yeah, so I really like to get it out of the way in the morning.
I agree.
And then whatever the last few sips is to get into the night.
How long have you been doing this? For 2 weeks?
So it actually shows your hydration calendar. I've been at it for almost a full 2 weeks.
I've been at it for 3 days and I'm not well.
But you are hydrated.
Yeah, I'm hydrated. So, and it tells you how much you drank all day. It's a pretty interesting app. Really, you're buying the app and the cap. You have to hand wash the cap, but you can wash the bottle and the wash.
But listen, I want to tell you the power of influencing. Corey
my mom bought one on Saturday because she saw us
here's what's wild. I influenced Heather by him, and then I was going to stop my influencing journey of my water bottle. Heather has taken on, she did a full show and tell on Sunday at lunch of the water bottle.
Because they were like, why isn't it working? I was like, I don't know. I feel like it's like $50 or something. Mom bought one.
$59.
But you can get a referral code or something.
You can get a referral code from Corey.
What is your referral code?
It's so long. Here's the thing. This company isn't US based. So I got the referral code.
Yeah, but the cup comes from Amazon.
It does.
So it arrived.
Yeah, it arrived super fast. But I got the referral code, which was $20.
Yeah.
I tried to use it on the website. You can only buy 3 things.
Right.
The cup. So I've been trying. It will not work.
However, the referral code discount is cheaper than buying it on Amazon. That's why we did it.
Yeah.
Right. So you may not get anything from it, but they would save money.
Yeah. You would save money if you bought it with the referral code.
It was like 6 characters. Here's a website if you guys want to be influenced for whatever reason. Water.io. Go to the website. It is on Amazon if you wanted not to save money, but if you want a little cheaper, water.io. And then in the discount code, use this code
RFR-303788. That will save you 15% off.
Right. And it was cheaper than their current promotion. Corey gets $20 she can't spend anywhere. You get the cheaper price.
You get to be hydrated at a discount.
So I'm going to say that's my twinterest because in the last 3 days, I've drunk more water than I did in 2024.
Do you feel better? Like I was reading, because this water thing is new, gives you more focus.
Water? Wow.
Me and Heather said, why are we trying to buy all the skincare products?
Corey said to run to Sephora and spend $50 on a cream.
To help with fine lines.
And plumping and not to drink free water is a wild thought. So I was like, well, they're alone. Because our cousin Jenny is a nurse and our cousin Jason is a firefighter. And they were joking with each other. They're like, as soon as we wheel you into a hospital, they're going to say, you're dehydrated. Here's some water. And Jen's like, it solves a ton of problems. If you're throwing up too much, you're dehydrated. If you are she was like, if you stubbed your toe, you're dehydrated. Like, they were like, dehydration is so prevalent in our area in the United States. And people don't realize that a lot of their health issues are cultivated by the lack of water in their system.
So me and Heather couldn't even just drink the free water. We had to pay $59.
And it's working.
To get money water poured into our gullet.
The cap having a little party when I reach my goal is helping.
I love a little celebration.
A little
rewards. I like that it tells me I'm doing well.
So if you've heard the vibration throughout this podcast, it's saying like, girl, get back on it.
I want to tell you, if 2024 someone did a little cheer every time I had water, I'd drink it more.
Right. Absolutely. Ruth Ann sees this water bottle and she's like, you have so many water bottles. And I was like, yeah. And the crazy thing is I'll carry them around, but I will not lick them. I will not drink them.
I know. And they have a little community aspect where you can post your water bottle and people can like it. You don't know who these people are. They're water bottle users.
It's an interesting. The app's like pretty good. I think it talks to the cup.
It's pretty intuitive. Yeah. It needs a flat surface to register. So if you're drinking and holding it, or you're drinking and riding on a horse,
you have to like,
you're going to not love it.
Right. So you have to always set it down in a flat spot so it registers on the phone. Oh, it's interesting. That's going to be my twin-trust.
I see. And that was my twin-trust, and you were twin-fluenced.
I was twin-fluenced.
And you got one.
Okay, let's say just for January. Because I like to, per last week's podcast on baby smart goals.
Yeah.
I said, like, Corey's like, well, what if you stop using this? If you got me in the habit of one more glass each month than I had last month, or each week, or each day.
Yeah.
I'm just drinking nothing, so it's really easy to beat the goal.
Right now, I have drunk more water in 2025 than I did in all of 2024.
So if it gets you in the habit, then it still was worth the investment, assuming that I had the $50 to spend. If I maintain the habit,
gosh darn it. Can you just
I'm not sure if I said this on the podcast. I think life is a series of mundane, repetitive tasks that create the instances of happiness for which we so seek.
So if your Bonda's little party?
No, I think happiness is like I went on my Virgin cruise and I felt great.
Yeah.
I think the instances of, and I drank water every day leading up to there, is what creates the ability to have happiness on that cruise.
True.
Like I go to the gym, going to the gym, miserable. Mm-hmm. But going to the gym every day and being able to walk when I'm 80, not miserable, right? So I think the
problem is these easy tasks. Even doing a 10-minute walk.
They're just so easy, and they're easy to not do because they're so easy to do.
You could say, gym, just getting outside, taking a 10-minute walk. It's as free as a bird could be.
The wild
it's
one
too free.
Too free. If water needs to cost me something, I need to hurt before. Stretching. I can stretch and watch TV at the same time. It's right there. I could stretch for an hour. And I'm like, moving over to my side is too much work. So I'm thinking I like to download these task tracking apps. The bird one is more of a cute one, but the other one I have looks like it was made in the Soviet War. But they're just foundational habit creators for a better life. Someone said happiness is not a destination. It's just a point at which you stop sometimes. The rest of life is in the mundane, going to work, doing your habits, going to bed, getting good sleep, drinking water. Yeah. And I think that's what creates the ability to be happy. Because if you're ever sick, if you ever have a chronic illness,
you're gonna. If I could just feel that I would drink some
water. I could, and I don't want to live a life of I wish I didn't take it for granted when I had it. So kind of the water symbolizes that.
It only took us 36 years to get to hydration.
Life is weird. You didn't ask to be here. That's what Ashley said. You don't ask to be here. You have to be here. You have to live your best life. And what describes best is not always the most fun.
I know. Yeah. Well, I'm feeling very focused and hydrated. I've got to use the restroom.
Bye, guys.